Hey everyone, just a reminder that our live show is this week, January 24th at 10 p.m. We're going to be doing it live at the Creek in the Cave, 1093 Jackson Avenue in Long Island City, Queens, off of the G train and the 7 train. If it's running, be sure to check. Go to creeklic.com for more information. Ed Larson from the Roundtable of Gentlemen and the Brighter Side is going to be sitting in with us this month. So come on out. It's going to be a hell of a time.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Hey, listen. You know what I mean? We can't all be Davids. We can't all be fucking Adolf Hitlers. We can't all have perfect bodies.
I don't.
All right,
Hitler had a micro.
You don't know.
I know it.
I know for a
I
fact
saw it.
He had one testicle.
There you go.
Didn't he get bit off by a goat? Is that the story? Is that he's just trying to get a goat to blow him? And he's like, blow me, goat you! Blow me,
yes.
you Jew goat!
I have to feed the goats before I have them try to blow me, or they eat my ball. All right, let's start it off, Marcus.
Yeah.
Oof, it's me, Adolf Hitler, and everyone come see my new bicep workout. All I do is I lift Jewish jawbones. Pumping
that
the
explains
iron.
why your arms are very flabby and weak.
They're so light. You'd be surprised how little weight you can lift when you're lifting a Jewish person's skeleton.
That's nice. So Richard Simmons, but more
I
anti-Semitic.
like an exercise routine that doesn't make me sweat.
That's perfect.
And you will do it this fella, I will send you to the camps.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, we're back in Germany, man. We're back in Germany. You know who else took a fucking little trip to Germany?
There it is.
It's the Hofster himself.
David Hoff. David Hasselhoff, the man who brought down the Berlin Wall. God, this guy couldn't do anything wrong.
And this song was about the VFW Volkswagen Bug that Hitler used to drive around.
That's great. Welcome to the show, everyone. That's Marcus Parks. I'm Ben Kissel. This is just good music.
I just see Hitler with a pair of fucking like the Wayfarers on with a surfboard on the back of a car just driving around and then dropping people off in front of Auschwitz.
Hitler, Henry Zabrowski. Part 2 of our Nazi and the occult episodes.
So tell me, Mr. Isaac Rusenstein, do you want to go to the ice cream shop or to the mall? The mall shop fits me? Oh no, psych! I drop you off at Dachau instead.
Oh man, that sucks. Today we're going to talk about the eugenics side of the whole situation.
It is a really weird, kind of like happy intro we did to that.
Yeah, well, we're trying to, we got juxtaposition.
I mean, some might say extremely inappropriate.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would.
You casually brought up eugenics like we were talking about. We were just about to talk about the
today
Seattle
we're
Mariners.
talking about eugenics.
Right. It's a balmy 75 degrees. We're talking about eugenics, and I think it's going to rain on Tuesday.
Oh, drip, drip. Better get your umbrella.
All right, here we go.
Well, eugenics were the scientific counterpart to the Nazis' religion.
It sounds like the help paperclip that used to come up on Microsoft Word.
Eugenics is very serious.
Very serious.
Now we're heading into, this is the second part of the Hitler and the Occult series that we're doing, this two-parter here, and now things are going to get a little bit more serious on this episode.
Yeah, a little
Last
bit.
time things were a little more wacky, because we like to have fun, we like to keep it light.
That's
but
right.
this one is kind of, we're seeing the bridge from wacky, dacky, spectacky fucking philosophy and into actual movement, into actual actions.
Yeah.
This is where the Nazi party goes full swing.
And I want to say, keep in mind the light episode that we just did. It did involve a character named Adolf Cosby. So that'll just be a nice little indicator about how serious we're going to be getting into this discussion of eugenics. What are eugenics? Honestly, in my brain, I don't know. If someone was like, define eugenics, what is it? Marcus, can you tell me?
Eugenics is essentially selective breeding in order to make society on the whole stronger.
Okay.
And that was taken directly from your Opa's journal. Right?
Oh, I see. I didn't realize that he journaled, but we did shred a lot of papers when he died. So.
That's what we're talking about here, too, is that this is the scientific thing. Hitler brings up this idea about all of these people study things called like racial biology and all of this bullshit, where they basically say scientifically this is what proves that white people are better than any other type of person.
Are there any people who have a different conclusion? Is there like a black version of this?
The Jewish people. They have a very different version of the truth.
No, it is eugenics has largely been used to say that the whites are the pinnacle of the human race.
But you're going to see it too. It's like Hitler we're talking about. They always accuse Hitler of trying to say he's trying to destroy intelligence and he's waging war on intelligence. And Hitler would say, yes, I am. I am trying to destroy the bourgeoisie idea of intelligence, and I'm going to replace it with our new science, our new facts, which is bullshit.
And he did this by the book burning and...
Yes, book burning and doing shit like this. Because what they do too is what you're going to see is it's a subtle ramping up. Eugenics starts with just the disabled and basically mentally and physically handicapped.
Sure.
Is where it started, because they said that they were bringing the race down.
Yeah, it started not in Nazi Germany, but 30 years earlier in the early 1900s, right here in the United States.
Yeah, just like jazz music and stand-up comedy.
That's great. So this is one more of the many cultural exports that the United States has given the world.
Well, it also had roots in France and Great Britain, but in the 20s and 30s, the policy of sterilizing certain mental patients was implemented in other countries like Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Japan, and Sweden. They considered eugenics, it all started with mental patients. They just absolutely destroyed all of the handicapped people that were being kept in all of the mental hospitals.
They would do these, they would basically start it with kids when they were in elementary school.
Yeah.
They would put these math problems into their textbook, saying something like, it costs this many Deutschmarks to run the mental asylum. If apartment complex costs this many Deutschmarks, how many apartment complex can we build for every mental institute that we destroy? And basically they would start indoctrinating people really early and they had this math that they did. There were like 1 in 100 German people were disabled. 1 in 10 of those 100 take up this much money and this much space in a mental asylum, so we need to kill 95,000 mentally handicapped people by the end of this year.
What the United States did with like Jelly Bellies. It takes, if you have 800 Jelly Bellies and 40 are gone, how many do you have left?
They did it with kids with autism.
And actually, I want to the Jewish faith, many people in Israel of the more Hasidic community, they actually did get into a lot of controversy a couple of years ago for sterilizing black Jews.
Yes.
So that actually still happens today. So anyway.
And so it started with that, and then it moved to whole races, and then it moved to the Jewish people, and then it moved to just people within the German and within white people. Yeah, and it became like who was a faulty white person. It became like who would be an aristocrat and who would be Ben Kissel working at the TV factory.
So which is a great job to have, and I'm grateful for it. So this was Hitler making math fun. So Hitler was just like, I'm in charge of making math fun now.
Yes, he was in his, was it Math Olympics or something like that?
Yeah. He was a mathlete.
Yeah, he was a mathlete.
Right.
Yeah, it did eventually, it started with the mental patients, but it did eventually end with them saying, quote, the Jew is the anti-man.
What they talked about, too, is that because what they're basically their new science said is that Jews essentially were aliens, and that they were like greys, that they were hand built, kind of like Yakub, talking about like building the white man, the opposite side. It was the same thing. It's so funny because it's not funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's the same idea of like they were made by their own separate god that wasn't our god, and they were robots and they did not have souls, and therefore they were like logs, like what the Japanese did during Unit 731.
Yeah, exactly. And one of them was quoted as saying that the Nazi Party belief system, combining science with their occultist beliefs, one of them said, it is more than a religion, it is the will to create mankind anew.
That's scary.
That's fucking terrifying.
Right.
And remember, I mean, just think, during this entire episode, keep in mind, all of this is nuts. All of this is going to sound crazy. Remember, all of it worked.
Well, I mean,
all of this happened.
Creating mankind anew plays in with what was happening in Germany at the time. They were devastated. They were trying to renew their entire, the entire civilization for the most part of the German people. I mean, it plays into it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are some people that do say in the more esoteric circles that Hitler was possessed by quote-unquote dark forces. One woman stated that through Hitler and a group of equally evil men around him in Nazi Germany, together with a group of militarists in Japan and a further group around Mussolini in Italy, that they were looking to release the energies of the Antichrist, which, according to the Theosophical teachings, is not an individual person, but a force of destruction. And some members of the Catholic Church actually believed that Hitler was possessed by the devil, and there are documents that state that Pope Pius the 12th tried to perform an exorcism on Hitler at a distance, but failed.
The distance?
It
The
didn't work.
exorcism from a distance?
And then instead, I sent him a very strong-worded letter. Saying,
he's
I wish I could stop you, but I won't.
He's just screaming and shaking holy water randomly 1,000 miles
Or
away.
you could say possibly that Hitler was the automaton puppet of the reptilian faction that are using his fucking totalitarian tactics in order to create a feeling of unease throughout the entire universe so they can get all that sweet, sweet negative vibes that make their dicks hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Orgone energy. We're going to get more into that later. So let's talk about the SS right up top. These guys grew out of the German Order, which the Thule Society was a part of. They were originally the Arminist Assembly.
They were Hitler's bodyguards.
Yeah, they were Hitler's bodyguards. The SS were the most terrifying people, probably the most terrifying group to ever walk the earth.
Secret Service, SS. Think about it.
My cousin's in the Secret
There are
Service.
many people have thought about it, Ben.
All right.
Trust me,
That's
in my
about it.
research, I ran across a lot of people who thought about it a lot.
Salty sandwiches.
Suffering
That's what I think
succotash.
about. It's a nice prosciutto on a focaccia.
Yes.
With provolone, salty sandwich.
Love a good salty sandwich.
But it didn't stand for that.
No, it did not.
No, it did not. The SS were the realization of the Aryan ideal of breeding stock.
They were like the monkeys when they finally put together the monkeys in order to get something to come off of that fucking Beatles tidal wave that was going through.
Right. And the monkeys were a lot of fun, so let's not bring them into this.
Well, the SS were the racial elite, the breeding stock, a state within a state, the ruling class. They said that they were a selected company of the initiated, the Templars around the Holy Grail of pure blood. They were so precise with what they deemed to be pure blood is that they had a minimum height. The leader of the SS, Heinrich Himmler, said, "Men of a certain height possess the blood I desire."
Do we know what this height is?
No, I'm guessing 5'10".
It's gotta be. But Hitler
We
was,
wouldn't make the cut.
I would make it.
You would make it, but again,
Marcus
you would
would
be
make it.
you
I
would
would
be a
definitely make
butler.
it.
You'd
Yeah.
be a butler.
I wouldn't be the butler.
You would be the butler. They would take one look at you and be like, "He makes a fine joker too, but is he ready to break the knuckles of a Jew? We will see when time
Well.
comes soon enough."
If those are the options, yeah, I'll just be the butler.
Man, I would have been put straight up to the top, married to Gerda.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that could have been an alternative timeline for you. They would have put me in a
Gerda.
fucking jester's hat, and I would have been in a cage next to Hitler, and he would
Yeah.
just pull the chain, and it would just be going like, "Off, Hitler, you're so big.
Yeah.
You're so big.
And then I would just have conversations with you, be like, we gotta get out of here. How are we gonna get out of here?
Go and put some sleeping juice. I don't know. I'm a jester. They never let me learn to read."
Oh, that's sad.
So these people, they were dressed all in black, and the emblem of the SS was the skull and bones, or the death's head, known as the Totenkopf.
Ooh.
They were obsessed with secrecy, bound by ritual.
And they would sit and they would learn. So basically, they began the ritual practice in private. Like they would do rituals together, and basically they would pray to Wotan,
Yeah.
the Germanic god of victory.
Yeah.
And that is totally true. So now what we're
You
looking at.
can't do that in public.
No.
No.
Well, they
and
do.
Wotan is an offshoot of Odin.
Yeah, and they do that as a they do that in secret, and then it became the not so secret thing, not so secret thing that basically the Nuremberg rallies were all about, which is what the swastika kind of imbued, which was sort of like a power symbol that they would all kind of dump it to and worship Wotan, and that is a thing here. That's where it's totally true. They got rid of Catholicism, they got to any sort of Christianity. These guys are bringing back the old gods.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff's it's really intense inside the SS meetings.
Yeah.
Right.
And in time, the SS, at their highest membership numbers, they would number almost 1 million.
So they were huge. And this was so 1 million in the secret society, huh? Mm-hmm. Or all these.
Yo, it didn't become so secret after a while.
Yeah, no, 1 million, it's tough to keep a secret. Yeah. That's a lot.
Their leader was a man named Heinrich Himmler.
Now, this fucking piece of shit.
Himmler might be one of the biggest. I would say he is up top for the biggest piece of shit in the history of mankind.
Where is he as far as in the political structure? Is he like a Karl Rove type, or is he like a Secretary of Defense?
He's a Rumsfeld.
Is he a Rumsfeld, an Ashcroft type?
He's a Rumsfeld, possibly even a Cheney.
Okay.
He had his own thing going on outside of Hitler. We'll get into that. Like he does. Heinrich Himmler had his own thing going on outside of Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
Although he was, I'd say probably an Ashcroft, probably something like that.
A Rumsfeld.
So he was one of the persons that was most directly responsible for the Holocaust. Also a nerd with lifelong stomach problems.
Oh, my tummy hurts. When I sent thousands of Jews to the camps, my tummy hurts.
My tummy hurts. Someone give me some Maalox. Ooh.
And on Hitler's behalf, Himmler formed the Einsatzgruppen and built extermination camps. And as a facilitator and overseer of the concentration camps, Himmler directed the killing of 6 million Jews, between 200,000 and 500,000 Romani people, and the total number of civilians killed by the regime is estimated at, and this is, usually we only hear about the 6 million Jews as far as what Himmler and his SS death squads did, but in reality, they killed upwards of 11 to 14 million people.
I mean, you have blacks, gypsies,
Polish and Soviet citizens mostly.
And he was also a terrible cook.
Terrible cook, yeah. If you're building one of these camps, I mean, so what do you think we're working on? This is kind of a crazy project, huh?
I just kind of do one brick at a time. Mostly on my side thing. I'm really into building a loot, and I got me and my girl are going out. Like, I got fucking Dark Cry 2. I got to fucking play that. Yeah. I got my new PS4 in there. Basically, it's Holden. It's Holden mom. Yeah, so I really got all that figured out. I really can't. Got to clean my bathroom, and then I got band rehearsal, and I just got a lot of irons and fire, so I don't really think about what I'm doing right now.
I was just saying it's weird we're building a shower, but then there's no water.
Yeah, there's no drains, nothing. There's no shower curtain or nothing.
Okay.
I didn't see any soap get shipped in here, but really what it comes down to is that I'm going to sit down, I got a bowl of weed, I ordered some Chinese food, I'm going to watch the football game. That's really all I'm into right now. I'm real tired. It's real been busy, so heavy at work, I got my band rehearsal.
It's my first day. I was just wondering, what it was going to be like.
So Himmler, he was a devoted follower of Liszt and Luntz, which we talked about earlier, or which we talked about on our last episode. He was an avid reader of Astara, just like Hitler was. So these two were, you could say, kindred spirits.
Well, they both like the same nerdy things, which is pretty much what forms a friendship.
Is there a new type of nerddom that they won't cover on the Nerdist? They're like white people nerds.
Yeah. I'm sure
a totally nerd about being a white person.
I'm totally
that's the new supremacist.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a white supremacist nerd. But people do say that nowadays. Yeah, they really do.
Everybody's a fucking nerd.
I'm just like a military nerd,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So weird. Whatever. Himmler was an ardent believer in Lebensreform, which Lebensreform, if you'll remember, was the agricultural sect of the Hitler or of the Nazi beliefs. Himmler was, in fact, a chicken farmer prior to his career in politics.
God,
remember that. Think about that for a fucking second. The architect of the Holocaust was a chicken farmer.
Jews are a lot like chickens. They have wings, but they can't fly. I need to work on my chicken metaphor.
Yeah. I mean, it is very Kentucky Fried Chicken, though. I'm sure that some of his policies that he implemented on the chickens are some of the policies we're still eating today out of our potato and cheese mix with that disgusting KFC chicken.
He was quoted as saying that within 120 years, all German people would be pure-blooded Aryans.
You fucked up.
Didn't quite work.
He believed that he received psychic messages from a 10th century king who defeated the Slavs, who was also named Heinrich. Himmler believed that he was the reincarnation of King Heinrich.
Yeah, it's like how I'm the reincarnation of Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
He believed this 1,000%.
Henry Winkler is still alive, Henry.
What?
Yeah, he's still alive. So
I thought I killed him.
Now, some say that he was called by Hitler, my loyal Heinrich. But others say that Hitler actually laughed and ridiculed Himmler's medieval obsessions. His whispered nickname was Reichsheini, which Heine is a derogatory term from Heinrich, and so that means Heine fool of the Reich.
So Hitler had a funny, cute nickname for the guy who invented the concentration camp?
Yes.
So, yeah, that's how crazy Hitler was. Wow.
Yes. I mean, that's what you have to realize about these people, is that they are still people. Like
Right.
Which is really fun. When you see all those videos,
it's fucked up to think about, but you do have to humanize these. You do have to remember that these are not boogeymen. They are not goblins. They are not demons. They are fucked up assholes with pet names for each other.
and that was the whole thing with the idea of the banality of evil. When you watch what they do here, and they made a sort of bureaucratic function out of murdering millions of people. It's the most evil thing possible. I mean, of course, but you look at this and these guys were true villains and they didn't even know it. They thought they were doing the right thing, which is so fucked that they had no. I mean, of course,
it goes back to everything that we've always discussed when we discuss serial killers and terrible people. Every single one of them, to a T, maybe except for Dahmer, believe that they're eradicating evil
problem
from the world. Gary Ridgway thought that he was doing a community service the same as a garbage man does.
Yeah.
And these people thought, obviously, that they were doing something right as well.
So,
Lord.
Yeah, it's fucking
Crazy.
insane.
I mean, it's nuts.
So in the early 1930s, in the Nazis' rise for power, it did take quite a while between the failed beer hall putsch, which was a failed coup that Hitler tried doing, after he got out of prison until his actual appointment of Chancellor of Germany after the president died. There was a long fight between then, and Himmler was in charge of the SS, and there was another guy that was in charge of the SA.
Man, that's got to be embarrassing to have a failed coup, huh?
Yeah. But then he's got to go to jail, and then he said jail became like his second university. Jail was great for Hitler.
That's where he wrote Mein Kampf. He wrote Mein Kampf in jail, and he only did 9 months of a 5-year sentence.
Yeah, he kind of did like a Charlie Manson kind of thing. Yeah, he kind of got in there and was like, he won the respect of some people just by him being annoying.
Yeah. So the SA, had more to do with the army. It was much more populist, and the SS was much more fanatical. So during Hitler's rise to power, Himmler conceived and carried out something called the Night of the Long Knives.
Which I remember this shit. This was, I remember this from European history class in my high school.
Absolutely.
Night of the Long Knives.
500 executions happened in one night where basically they killed every either enemy / people that just weren't totally into the SS thing.
Sure.
So it's like anybody that had a little bit of maybe one time in a meeting was like, hey guys, about the concentration camps, when I was thinking instead is, what if we all take a group trip to Six Flags?
You
Why
will
don't
be
we
murdered.
spend our money that way?
That way, guys.
Right.
Come on, guys. And they're like, thank you so much for your feedback at the meeting, Mark. I'm just glad that you guys are still down to listen. I know that there's a lot.
In the Night of the Long Knives!
Put him on the list. Not good. It was never good to be on a list.
No, because also the promise that you
In the 20th century was a real bad time to list.
Don't be on
again,
a list.
remember within the context of everything we're talking about that these people believe that they are being chosen by old Nordic gods to basically exude the will of the skies upon history of making Germany a new empire again. They're making the Third Reich, and so these are your enemies. This is not like Gary in accounting is mad because the TRS report is late. This is a man who believes he channels the Germanic god of victory every night, sits in a secret room drinking blood out of a cup. And
Actually, you are describing Gary. That's what Garys do.
So the SS, they essentially eliminate the SA or scatter it to the point where the SA doesn't exist anymore.
Did they have an option in the SA to be like, come over to the SS or the Night of the Long Knives?
I don't think anybody had an option of joining the SS. If you were perfectly suited for it, you were asked to do it, and then people were. I don't think anyone was like, I feel like if you were asked to join, you'd have to join.
You have to join.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
you
right.
absolutely have to. So the SA, some of them, of course, if they passed the test, went into the SS, but a lot of them were absorbed over into the Army. But what you have now is you have this huge force, this fighting force that is ritualistic. The biggest, strongest force in Germany is officially an occult organization.
And we'll talk about it again, too, but the SS sign, there's 2 runes for victory.
The Sieg.
Yeah, and so it's like basically the symbol itself is a magic ritual handed down by Nordic, but like we'll talk about runes in a little bit more detail. But it's like this: you're talking about like there is no steps. Like we're not actually stepping away from the occult. Like they firmly believe
this. They are doubling
in this
down
religion
on the occult.
Was
once
it
they get into
publicly
power.
known that they were super into these sort of ideas and
because
these
that was the idea.
philosophies?
That was what they're trying to do.
That's why people were so into it.
Right.
But the thing is, too, is that when you double deep read, so people are like, there were mass protests when things started really changing.
Yeah.
Once like it became illegal to marry anyone who wasn't an Aryan, like once that started happening, people were like, whoa. We were just into Germany.
Yeah.
We were just proud to be German and we were trying to do this whole thing, but they're like, we didn't know.
Yeah, there were a lot of people in Germany who were against Hitler. Like, we can't say that everybody in Germany. There was actually a very large and very strong German resistance. They almost killed Hitler, like an internal plot within the military almost killed Hitler in a failed bombing.
And every single time he didn't die, he just felt like that was fucking Votan telling him to continue.
Yeah, exactly. So after the Night of the Long Knives, from that point on, the armed forces, they no longer pledge their allegiance to Germany. They pledge their allegiance to Adolf Hitler himself.
Right.
Making Hitler essentially God. Like, that's what they're priming everybody
like
for.
the world's ugliest god.
Yes.
Yes. And the center of the SS, Himmler's New Order of Knights, which was an aristocracy of soul and blood, as he called it, was the Wewelsburg Castle. This was Hitler's Camelot. And Himmler, much like Liszt before him, was an ardent believer in the Knights of the Holy Grail. The SS commanders he cast as the Knights of the Round Table. And he had
fucking nerds.
So
I
he
know,
had
it's so
rooms
dorky.
dedicated to figures of Nordic history and mythology like King Arthur.
So it's like a hotel in the Poconos.
Ooh, it's exciting.
It's like one's an Egyptian themed and one is a North Korea theme.
in Himmler's room
The North
itself.
Korea theme. Just a mat on the floor and no TV. This was not the room to choose for our honeymoon.
So Himmler's room, he had his own little room that was dedicated to his own little guy. His was dedicated to King Heinrich I, who Himmler believed he was a direct reincarnation of. Yeah. And Heinrich was important because he was the founder of the first German Reich.
Oh, and I also like here is that it's like, so underneath this round table that they all did, it was a small room called the Realm of the Dead, where basically Himmler and all his Gruppenführers, or was all his like little side buddies would get together.
Gruppenführer is like group leader.
Yeah, they would all get together and they would do ancient research trying to like communicate with the great Teutonic knights of the past. And I could still them just being like, so is anyone like talking to anyone yet? Can you hear Ivan yet? Or is anyone hear Gunther yet?
Nine.
I think I can. Ooh, what is they saying? They say that we should get pretzels because some of us are pretty hungry, right? Am I reading the room right?
That's right.
I think he's lying.
No, to the camp!
Oh, no.
You know what? Actually, now that he's
I don't like pretzels. I think we should get schnitzel.
You know what's the thing is that now that I think about it, I could have some pretzels.
Gotta have some pretzels. Pretzels and amazing mustards.
And so the King Heinrich thing for Himmler was extremely real. Now this right here, this is historical fact. In the German city of Quedlinburg, Himmler had the bones of King Heinrich carried into a cathedral to be reinterred in the original tomb. This was, he announced, a sacred site to which Germans might now make pilgrimage. Another year later, he ordered the cathedral shut down to Christian worship and proceeded to turn it into an SS shrine. Himmler, he was known for his desire to replace Christianity with the Aryan religion, and Quedlinburg seems to have been the focus of that ambition.
Which is really really interesting because now we're going to see how they basically they take all sort of Christian elements out of a lot of things. They take back Christmas. They take they do the summer solstice party.
They banned the word Christmas in 1939.
They took back Christmas?
And that's the real war on Christmas.
Oh my God.
That was a literal war on Christmas.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. And they essentially are flipping the script on the Christians because the Christians, they took a lot of pagan celebrations and turned them into Christian holidays.
Now they're flipping them back.
And spectators, when they went to these little rituals that Himmler would do at this cathedral, Himmler himself, he would do magical appearances through a little secret compartment that was built into the church floor.
I can see his feet. I can see his feet
How
there.
many
from the
choreographers did the Nazi party hire?
A lot.
It's just
if you were a choreographer, you were the safest person in Germany.
Choreographer or fashion designer.
That's
for
it.
how many gay men they murdered. It just seems like they needed a bunch of them to coordinate all this shit.
I think there was a couple of gays that snuck through the cracks.
I think there was a little bit of hiding in plain sight there.
Yes.
There's something about Gunther's hair that I absolutely love. It's so sharp and it's so wonderfully done. Gunther, tell me, how do you do it? Well, I just love Hitler so much that I've got so much mousse, I put it in my hair. True love of Hitler. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
So Himmler, he had a little buddy named Karl Maria Willigut. Willigut. He has been called both the only occultist who exerted real influence in the Third Reich and Himmler's warlock, or Himmler's Rasputin.
Now, this is kind of like when Arnold Schwarzenegger was like the diet consultant of the White House, right? Is it like that's this figure?
Yeah. He maintained that Germany's true culture reached back to hundreds of thousands of years before Christ to an era when the globe was inhabited by creatures plucked from various mythologies, including giants and dwarfs.
Finally, somebody's making some sense.
Yeah.
I'm just happy he's got a little warlock there with him.
Yeah, and he's got a fucking pointy hat on and a fake beard.
Yeah.
And he's going, kazam!
Oh, he was committed in 1924 for these beliefs. But you know what? Himmler sprung him out and said, I like the cut of that guy's jib.
Right.
His original role within the SS was as the head of the pre- and early history department.
The best part about his class in the SS school is that it was an easy A. Right. He just kind of had to just show up.
He was literally committed into a mental institution in 1924?
1924, yes.
And now he's top.
And then he became a member of Himmler's personal staff, and he even officiated in the role of priest at weddings of SS men.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Must
was
have
the
been
SS priest.
Real awkward there. Kind of like the priest from Princess Bride. You know, just like a tiny
marriage.
marriage.
I will tell you though, I mean, probably the least molesty priest of all of them, which is really
I don't
fucked up.
know. You think so?
Yeah, you can't molest an SS officer.
He's a warlock. That's all warlocks do.
No. Warlock was like, I will enchant you to take your pants off. And then the SS officer fucking kicks the shit out of you and puts you in a fucking concrete square.
Could be.
Most notably, though, as far as influence goes, Willigut designed the Death's Head ring, which Himmler personally awarded to prestigious SS officers.
Okay.
Of course, that started off as a very prestigious award, but as the SS started getting bigger and they needed more ardent recruits, they just started throwing SS rings out.
Everyone's
and when
getting a Death Head ring.
Anyone who had a Death's Head ring, when that person died, the ring went back to Himmler, and by the end of the war, Himmler supposedly had an entire treasure chest full of these Death's Head.
Himmler was trying to like escape and then be like, oh, I'm not Himmler, and then people would be like, what do you got all these rings for?
So the SS also had that mini...
I work for this K Jewelers. Have you heard of it?
K Jewelers?
Every kiss begins with K.
Oh, I love that.
Have a Death's Head ring. It's really great for when you want to propose her on a Thanksgiving or a Christmas Eve.
Well, I'm in love, but I don't have a lot of money to spend.
Oh, that's perfect, guys. I'm just giving these away, but you're going to have to pull some of the severed fingers out of it.
Oh, that's fine. Pamela's going to love it.
So the SS, they not only were militaristic, but they also had a research branch called the Enerbe. They were sent to Tibet, South America, Greece, and Rome, and they came back concluding that all 4 places were once populated and founded by Aryan civilizations.
Oh, that's so crazy. What a coincidence. That a bunch of people walked into a bunch of places in full Nazi regalia asking who made this, and people were like, white people.
Yes. Where are all the people who do your studies? Oh, they're in a room. You'll notice a little placard that says dumb research on it. You just walk right in there.
The same researchers were directed by Heinrich Himmler to scour the globe for both Atlantis and the Holy Grail, which Himmler actually believed to be an anti-Christian symbol.
So there was just a bunch of people going all around the globe just be like, nope, not there.
That is definitely the easiest job. That is like if you're in the SS and you needed a cushy job, that was the job. Is you get on that research, you get to travel the world, and like you don't have to do anything.
I have put my head in literally every lake. I have not seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been looking. Believe me, and we've been looking at cups.
Yep.
All right, me and Werner, we've been looking at cups everywhere. Every time there's an estate sale or a garage sale, we're looking at cups. Believe me.
Absolutely. Nope, not there.
So the Anerbe also Ahnenerbe, they also had a department to research the Weltschere, which is the world ice theory. And this theory was based on the Blavatsky thesis that there had been several moons in the past, that the approach of these moons results in a polar shift and a cataclysmic ice age, which was responsible for the fall and rise of the various root races of theosophy, such as the Aryans.
Now we're looking at Blavatsky. This is the Madam, right?
Yes,
this is the Madam Blavatsky.
Madam Blavatsky. And by the way, the book that a lot of this stuff was based on, that List and Luntz based their stuff on, by Madam Blavatsky, it was like 3,000 pages.
Yes,
it was
huge
just
book.
I mean, it was just so many pages of nonsense upon nonsense.
And also, this was the beginning of the theories about Planet X and the return of Nibiru and all that shit about, and they're still using her book.
Yeah, and according to the theory, the world itself was created when a giant chunk of ice collided with the sun.
That's not real.
But
never was a scientist, she was.
But here is something interesting, is that the files, reports, studies, and research papers of the Ahnenerbe are now locked away here in the United States.
Ooh, where are they?
We don't know, but we do know that we cannot read them.
Well, we have to go to every single place and find.
I mean, it's part of Operation Paperclip. Think of all this shit we got after Operation Paperclip. You know, we got some Nazi scientists, but then we also probably got some awesome Nazi bullshit that they love to keep silent because it's just fun to have, and they don't want anybody else to see it. And also probably some really great kielbasa makers.
Yeah,
that's who I want to meet.
Oh my God, some of the best kielbasa makers around. Yes.
Now this next part, this is something that I might have confused this with a role-playing game.
Okay, cool.
This might be true, it might not be. The Geheimniswolle, the occult core.
But this is something I really like, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. So now this is a chunk of the Thule Society, right? In the Vril Society, which are all just standard white people or great societies.
Yeah.
But then it was also mixed with the OTO, which is very interesting.
That would be OTO, that would be Crowley's.
Yeah, magic group.
Yeah, Crowley's magic group. And Crowley is, he was rumored to be a part of the Nazi Party, to be a part of Hitler, but it was actually revealed that Crowley was a spy for the Allies.
We're talking Aleister Crowley?
Aleister Crowley,
yeah. No true magician.
Power bottom of the year.
Power bottom of the year.
No
Aleister
true
Crowley.
magician would ever have anything to do with the Nazis because it's so ridiculous to enter into some sort of gigantic magical thing about destroying a bunch of other people.
Well, I mean, and obviously they know that people don't just disappear.
Yeah.
They get murdered.
And here's an irony about Madame Blavatsky. She plays into this. She was actually Slavic. Who would have known that Blavatsky would be a Slavic name? But the Ahnenerbe, I guess they kind of shooed this away by tracing her roots back to the Rus, the Scandinavian Vikings that had come into contact with the Slavs in 860 AD.
The cornerstone of these Aryan psychopaths, the people who believe that white people are the best people on earth,
was written by the same people they hate.
Right. So a Slavic, and then Hitler, of course, who was none of what he wants.
Yeah, yes. And was,
these are hypocrites.
Jewish.
Yeah, these are all hypocrites.
Right. Yeah.
They're not. like straight shooters.
No, they are not straight shooters.
No, they're
I will say
not
that.
cool guys. They're not go-to guys. They're not like your drinking buddies. All right, these are the Nazis.
Right.
So it's said that the Nazis were believers in orgone energy, which, if properly seized, could be forged into magical effects. Now, orgone energy is a hypothetical universal life force that was originally proposed in the 30s by Wilhelm Reich, and in its final conception, orgone was conceived as the anti-entropic principle of the universe, a creative substratum in all of nature comparable to the odic forces.
Now, basically what that means is that it's opposite. It is not a creative energy. It's a destructive energy.
Yes.
And so it's like the idea is that every time some violence happens that it's released, and maybe possibly, if we do believe that all of this is reptilian in the fucking first place, is that this is the fucking goop they eat that makes their scales shiny.
Yeah. Orgone energy. Like, violence releases orgone energy.
How do you turn the energy into goop?
I mean, it's got
to be a recipe for it.
Yeah, you gotta. Don't even.
Yeah.
You gotta get a net.
Yeah,
Nets first.
Yeah.
A lot of you gotta get a straw and you suck it out. It's like freebasing.
Like a puree type. Yeah.
Now let's get into the religion, the actual religion of the Nazi Party that was practiced in Nazi Germany. Let's start with their symbol, the swastika.
Now, the swastika was a very common symbol. We try to talk about. You can't, again, don't always be defending the swastika.
No.
Don't be that guy at the party who's like, well, actually, the swastika has its roots in Tibet.
No, try to get laid. You're never going to get laid if you bring this up.
You're never going to get laid if you start a sentence with, well, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And also, none of this is good OkCupid material.
No.
None of this episode is good stuff because a lot of it's a lot of detail and you're gonna come off looking a little racist.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's been used in dozens of different societies in the past. It was used in ancient Egypt, India, and China. The Navajo Indians here in North America, they used a swastika pattern, and apparently Arab Islamic sorcerers also used it.
Oh.
Now, the swastika usually goes in a clockwise motion.
See, I've seen both people saying that like it can go in a bunch of different ways because like the Thule Society used a curved swastika, right? And other people used the opposite facing swastika, the clockwise swastika, and then Hitler himself purposely chose the counterclockwise swastika.
Yeah. Well,
which is supposed to flip the meaning of it.
Yes, according to Kabbalistic lore and occult theory, chaotic force can be evoked by reversing a symbol. So something for good luck, such as the swastika, something that has, the meaning of creation, if it's reversed, then
this
has
is sort of
the meaning of destruction.
It's an upside down cross situation, something like that.
Kind of like that. And it's also like in tarot, anything that's reversed normally means the opposite of what you're doing, and you kind of convert the meaning. And what they do, so what you're looking at is, but it was also not just good luck, but it was a sign of victory. It was a sign of like the sun. And they talked about it as like the sun, if the phoenix would die. They were talking about like the eagle would die and the swastika would rise from it. And Hitler took the swastika so seriously because it was a sigil. What you're looking at is when the Nuremberg rally happens, we were just saying before, was probably the world's largest occult ceremony that ever happened. Now, how many swastikas?
Did the people that were there think they were witnessing an occult ceremony?
No, they think it's just pageantry.
Yeah.
They don't understand that pageantry, this is actually what magic is. Magic is symbolism meets action. And you do something like this in order to manipulate either a psychic or a physical event. Hitler conjured up victory.
So like what Phil Jackson did with the triangle offense and the Bulls in the mid-90s.
I think you could call Phil Jackson a basketball Hitler.
Yes, Phil Jackson is a basketball Hitler.
Phil Jackson basketball
He had
Hitler.
an idea, a principle, a series of philosophies, and he had people execute it.
Absolutely. And if you've ever seen one of Bill Cosby's sweaters, same thing. It just says it on there. It's just like, you'll see in the squiggles, it says, "Go to sleep, my little actress."
Week 6 on the Cosby.
Yeah.
So actually, if you don't know what the Nuremberg rallies were, we've mentioned them a few times now. Nuremberg rallies was just a gigantic Nazi rally to celebrate Germany and to celebrate the swastika. There were 36,000 1,000 swastikas used
That's a
during
lot.
the Nuremberg rallies. Just watch them. You can see the footage that you see.
It's a good day to be in the flag business. It's a great day to be in the flag game.
I've got to tell you, Gunter, I cannot believe that I didn't believe you. I thought this flag business, essentially, I thought we were walking into failure because I was like, I've only seen like 2 flags in my whole life. But we are millionaires now. Thank you so much, Gunter.
So, Henry, you mentioned the Nordic tales you mentioned the swastika being a symbol of the sun. In one Nordic tale, the swastika is the fire whisk, which creates civilization. And in one Nazi hymn, there is a line that says, "The time of the cross is gone, the fire whisk shall arrive."
And that was
the problem is you can't crucify Jesus on a swastika.
I mean, hey,
you totally could.
This is what
How
I'm
would you
saying.
do that?
You make a big enough swastika. The whole point is,
maybe, but even his legs and arms would have to be all weird.
I don't want to use the term triumph of the will, but if you,
Right.
you got to make what you got. You got to get what you make. You know what I'm saying?
If you will it, it is no dream.
It is no dream. If you make
Okay.
it, they will come. Kevin
these are
Costner.
just cliches, yeah.
Kevin Costner's the
Right.
Hitler of old-timey baseball stadiums.
Kevin Costner? Leave Costner alone.
Now, I mentioned the time of the cross is gone. The swastika was meant to completely supplant the cross as the symbol of the Nazi religion. In fact, the Hitler Youth sang a song that said, "No evil priest can prevent us from feeling we are the children of Hitler. The swastika brings salvation to earth."
Still getting molested.
No,
those
but
poor
the
kids.
difference is it's like, what's worse? Is it worse to get molested, which is bad?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Or to go to Dachau? It's like one or the other. It's
Right,
like in the
right,
end,
right.
yeah, all right, suck my dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll suck your dick.
Whatever
I'd
you
rather
want,
do that.
Yeah.
So as we said in our last episode, the swastika was used in the trenches of World War I as a good luck charm.
Yeah.
So by the time it came about, by the time the Nazi Party started using the swastika as its symbol, it was already seen as a fairly common symbol and plus, so the military also already had an attachment
And
to
I'm
it.
sure the swastika was also used to open up cans of sardines.
Oh,
if
yes,
you don't have
of
a
course.
fork around.
Absolutely.
And maybe you can even eat some tuna with it.
Oh yeah, but this is a symbol that's been snuck into German culture that they did basically as they rose up when they did the beer hall push. They
Right.
literally had the fucking helmets with swastikas on them. They showed up. They've been using this swastika thing a long time. It's kind of
20
like
years.
it's like the Macintosh Apple. It was their cool ass logo.
I was just gonna. Yeah, it's the exact same way that a brand builds everything.
Yeah.
It takes years and years and years, and the next thing you know, it's like, yeah, the golden arches.
But
You know exactly what that is.
That shows the difference. But there is a magical property to the idea of branding and to
Right.
the idea. That's what they talk about when we talk about occult in the media. When we talk about like seeing recurring symbols in the media and stuff like that, that is used
man.
as because human brain works on symbolism, right?
I would have loved to see you in like the 1988, like before Arby's launched. Like you're just like the guy who's created the logo, and they're like, yeah, I think we're just going to go with like the hat, like a funny hat.
No. Look,
Right.
the spiral of the roast beef makes people crave what? Blood? Yes. Flesh.
Right.
Arby's. Join the military. Give me the new tagline.
It would work.
So next, let's talk about runes. Now, runes are magical symbols that Guido von List believed to be the key to the occult knowledge of the ancient Germanic people. Let's go through some of the runes that the Germans used. The victory rune, the S, the Sieg. That would be the emblem of the Hitler Youth. The double Sieg, that was the symbol of the SS, the double lightning bolt that you see everywhere.
And it's really scary.
The triple Sieg, that's hardcore pornography where a bunch of horses take dumps on Germans' feet.
I love German porn. So the Germans do great porn.
Well,
It's fantastic.
I don't know. I don't know.
Everyone talks about the
All right.
Scheisse stuff.
because that is very
That's very
true.
common.
Everyone focuses on it.
Well-
There is a whole other world of German pornography
I'm just
that is
saying-
sexy, hot, and just wet.
What the flag business used to be for the Germans, the tarp business is now.
Is now, yeah.
Yeah, they
the pee-pee
love
bucket. The
Oh,
pee-pee
yeah.
bucket slash feet stand.
It's fantastic, and I resent both.
like
This is
good
what
old-
gets you upset, Marcus, out of all the things we're talking about.
I like good old-fashioned American porn, made by Americans and made by the fathers that molested those Americans.
That's right.
So So the next rune was the man rune. That was the rune of death. And that eventually replaced the cross in SS graveyards. And in fact, all SS officers were required to study runes. Like they had
a lot of homework they had to do.
They actually did.
Yeah.
They had a shit ton of
Everybody
homework.
had homework. Again, it's a whole fucking oligarchy run by nerds. It was all about fucking homework and filling out paperwork and showing up to a meeting, doing a roll call, putting on a uniform because they fucking
I really like the Night of like Long Knives, but this is getting really boring.
This is getting really
Like,
boring.
This sucks. Like I love killing 500
I just feel
people,
like
but
it'd be cool if, like, on a Friday, I could like wear like jeans. You know what I mean?
To the camps?
No.
So the life rune, that was the symbol of the Annenerbe. That was the research branch. Went even further than the military. For example, the apple rune was the symbol of the Ministry of Agriculture. And the Death's Head rings that we mentioned earlier, they had multiple runes on them. They had one Sieg rune on the left and to the right of the skull, framed by a triangle, which represented the power of the sun and conquering energy.
Literally using magic. This is magic.
This is magic.
Straight up. This is what they believed in. It was bull. So it's like you don't need any bullshit fucking like video game sorts. It's like literally they were doing it. They believed in it. They had money in it. They had whole departments that made sure that they were properly doing the magic.
Yeah. A Hegel rune was also on the ring, which was framed by a hexagon. That rune represents the faith and camaraderie that was idealized by the leaders of the organization. The esoteric meaning of the Hegel rune, according to Guido von List, was, quote, enclose the universe in you, and you control the universe.
Also, go to Arby's, join the military.
Ooh, Arby's roast beef.
Now, the swastika on the ring, that was framed by a quadrant. The SX like to portray the swastika as another influential symbol of the Aryan race, naturally. The double runes on the rear of the ring, framed by a circle, were to be the signs of salvation, known as the Heilerzieken of the past. They were a creation of the SS designers rather than the historical runes. They are a Gibor rune plus a bind rune for O and T. The bind rune was designed by our man Willy Gut and spells Gott, the old High German word for God.
And so where is Gimli in all this, huh?
Yeah, Gimli,
Legolas,
son of
and all this?
Gloin. What's the Gibor room? The Gibor room?
The Gibor rune? Rune.
Oh, the Gibor rune. Gibor.
I'm just saying, yeah,
Gabor,
exactly.
possibly.
Like
You
it's in
tell me.
Jaja.
Yikes. Okay.
You tell me when Aragorn shows up. That's what these guys need. It's good
Yeah.
kick in the pants from Aragorn and Frodo and friends.
I agree.
And then you go and
Yeah.
take that ring and throw it in the fucking Mordor, and then fucking his
Yeah.
face melts. Then he says he chose poorly, and then the fucking floor falls down, and they realize Jehovah's spelled with an I. And then they go over to the thing, and then the flight of the navigator comes and picks them all up, and it's Pee Wee Herman, and they're all listening to fucking Beach Boys. Fucking.
Round, 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 round.
That's what I'm
love
saying.
That. Yeah, I know. I remember that.
That was a great movie. I love that one.
Yeah, that was awesome. So again, they didn't think any gays were in this.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
not in that. I mean, they sent
Again.
plenty of gays to the concentration camp.
choreographers, fashion
Yeah.
designers, jewelry designers, like shoemakers.
Like super straight, like redneck dudes just don't do this. You know what I'm saying? They're just,
No, dude's named Willy Gut. Hi.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
Willy God. Oof, I've got the shiniest shoes in all of Hitler's nation. Isn't it fun? Isn't it cool? Oh, look, I've got a little ring. Oof, it's got a diamond on it. Ooh, sparkles. I love the way it sparkles.
Yeah.
You can see it in the dark.
oh, it looks kind of. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So as far as the ritual, the religious ritual of the German people, Christian Gospels, this was them just stamping out Christianity. Christian Gospels were replaced with readings from Mein Kampf. And as I said earlier, the word Christmas was banned in 1939.
That's like if like every down to Christmas I made everyone sit down and just read Murder Fist sketches all night.
Yeah. Ugh. So the Christian...
It's all just hanging out all night.
The Christian God was replaced by emissaries of nature and the sun, and the summer solstice officially became a holy day. Ceremonial fires were lit nightly as fire incantations were recited by worshippers of the new Nazi faith, and this is a really weird ritual that they did. All new Nazi party banners were required to be concentrated by contact with the blood flag, which was one of the original flags that was bathed in the blood of a Nazi officer during the failed coup in 1923.
The beer hall push, and that was a dude who was standing right next to Hitler.
Yeah.
So Hitler viewed that as a symbol of like, they didn't get me because I can't be killed. I'm the Messiah. And so when he died, and basically the the flag fell into his blood, and it's like he kept it forever.
Wasn't there something in that where Hitler was supposed to be sitting where the man was sitting that was murdered, but there was some random fluke
That's in the
reason that
assassination attempt.
Yeah.
There was an assassination attempt in 1942, I think, in which there was a bomb placed in a meeting hall, and Hitler just unexpectedly left early. He said that he was, I think it was either he had gotten some sort of astrological chart, because Hitler got his charts read constantly.
And an astronomer, again, who had to be really fucking on the ball with the good news.
Yeah, always.
You know, it's just like,
Hitler's first astronomer, we'll talk about his fucking fate here in a second. But let's talk a little bit about how the Nazis used the occult in World War II. There's this guy, Ludwig Straniak. He was an architect. He had a special gift for map dowsing. He would dangle a special pendulum over a map and locate ships, armies, things like that. And as a test, the German Navy asked him to locate the tiny battleship Prince Eugen that was then at sea. They provided him with charts and were amazed that he pinpointed the warship, even though it was on a secret mission off the coast of Norway. And this impressed them enough to take the workings of the occult a little bit more
How
seriously.
surprised was he when he got that right?
oh yeah,
My God.
thank God.
I just picture Prince Eugen boat just has a little like toupee on top of it, and it's just like they put a little bow tie in the front.
I will also, I believe a lot in the power of magic ritual. Like, I do believe that there is something to it. You know, when you really believe in it and you imbue it with a lot of intention and you do all the work, I do think that in this realm, they must have conjured up a lot of magical energy.
Yes.
Like harnessing symbolism works in real life, because we're, like on the psychic level, if that's a
It's
if
just
it's a
you use
pre-science
logic,
idea-
though. I mean, this guy was like, "Oh, the boat's there." He logically was probably able to
Sure.
rationally guess where it
basically-
was.
Well, that's what amazed him, is that he did not have it. The boat, if he was to logically guess, he would guess somewhere nearer to the front lines, France, something like that. But he guessed that it was up in Norway, which would be one of the least likely places for it to be.
I'm just saying, when a lot of magic's
Crazy.
being done all in a room and everyone's doing stuff, like, there's got to be a buildup of it.
Yeah.
But I just think that, like, there is a truth of, like, you can't do it negatively. You can't do that. You can't do this, and the object is to erase a race.
There was that discussion that we did with the government programs with all the drugs and whatnot with MK Ultra and stuff. A lot of these test subjects were able to get things right.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to
yeah.
like military things and whatnot. So there was definitely something there, whether it be magic or a bunch of acid. One of the two.
So during Hitler's rise to power, his first astrologer was a guy named Erich Jan Hannahausen. He was a hypnotist. He was an occultist. Hitler met him in 1926. Ironically, Hannesen was Jewish, and Hannesen taught Hitler how to project his voice. This was the speech teacher.
Yes.
Hannesen, the
And
guy
he
who
was-
taught Hitler to be such a good orator, was himself Jewish.
And how did he make out?
He died in a concentration camp.
Because the problem is he fucked up real bad. When he did the August of 1932, Hannesen told Hitler that his horoscope showed that he was cursed, right? And so to remove the curse, Hannesen said that it was necessary for someone to travel to Hitler's hometown and take a mandrake root from a butcher's backyard, because occultists have used mandrake roots for protection and as aphrodisiacs, because I don't know why. Because you can shove it up your ass.
Because they're shaped like little man.
I just love this whole thing. So it's like Hannesen volunteered to do this himself. He's like, I'll do it. I will do it. You can trust me, Mr. Hitler. And at midnight on a full moon, he took a mandrake root from a suitable location in Linz. Hannesen returned to Berlin with the mandrake root on New Year's Day, 1933. He told Hitler that the curse had been lifted and that Hitler's ascent to power would resume on January 30th. By 1934, Hitler would have full control of Germany. Concerning Hannhausen, who... he had been killed a year earlier after it was discovered that he'd falsified his Aryan background.
Falsified the paper.
You don't want to be caught in that lie.
No.
That's the lie that was the big one.
But that's
that you
definitely a
couldn't do
lie
it.
you have to make. There's no doubt about that.
So 1941 rolls around. Things aren't going too good for the Germans. Rudolf Hess, who, remember, was Hitler's second in command, flew to Scotland in an attempt to negotiate peace with the UK during World War II. And after Hess's flight, Hitler instructed the Third Reich's notorious secret police, the Gestapo, to implement Aktion Hess. That was a mission in which hundreds of occultists were arrested, a ban on all secret societies were enforced, and open performances of clairvoyancy, astrology, fortune-telling, or telepathy were prohibited because Hess was such a big believer in the occult that Hitler thought, if we wipe out all of this stuff, then Hess's bad juju will be erased. And on April 30th, 1945...
So they turned their back then on occult practices? Or I don't understand, why would they get rid of all these things?
I mean, it was one of those things where Hitler wanted to erase everything that didn't have anything to do with the Nazi religion.
But these practices, it seems something that he would be down with.
Yeah, but that's the problem, is that it was connected to something else. Well, he was so paranoid at that time, because in the end, he believed he was the religion.
Right.
He believed he was the God. And so finally, when someone else left, he was just like, well, he left, and he was the one who was using all these fucking astrologers and stuff. And he's like, this is why I'm losing the war now. Yeah. Because I'm allowing all these other magic to happen, when the only magic that should be happening in all of Germany is my magic and about me. But he was also dying of fucking syphilis.
Yeah, his magic and Himmler's magic, because he allowed Himmler to do pretty much whatever he wanted, because he was doing such a bang-up job.
The oil trade there was the problem. Someone should have told them they're going to want more oil, more gas. What you want gas for your tanks, but nonetheless.
So let's get back to the spear of death.
I feel like he was just really circling the wagon. Like he didn't really attack the problem.
No, he was kind of pulling a Phil Spector at the end.
Yeah.
So let's get back. It's the very end of the war. Let's bring the Spear of Destiny back into it. On April 30th, 1945, after considerable bombing of Nuremberg, the spiritual center of the Nazi Party, the Spear of Destiny fell into the hands of General George S. Patton. Woo!
Whoa.
And later that day, in fulfillment of the legend...
Because it said anybody... I don't know if we even covered that last time. All right, cool.
That anybody who has possession of the spear, if they use its power and lose the spear, they will die. Later that day... Hitler committed suicide.
On May 1st, my birthday, Walpurgis night, which is also strangely, I was like thinking about it, it's like Osama bin Laden was also killed on May 1st.
Huh.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Huh.
On Walpurgis night.
Walpurgis night. And that is believed to be the night of a witches' meeting on the Brocken Mountain.
Yep. There it is. Born on 4/20 and then dead on the day that he died.
Yep.
Henry's
birthday. My birthday.
So you said you were reincarnated by Henry Winkler, who was still alive, but yet... It seems as if somebody died on your birthday.
Hitler been me this whole time. And seriously, I'm quite old. If you could please go and get me some Metamucil. I haven't taken a dump in approximately 4 weeks.
Holy crap. Marcus, did you have any idea we were doing this podcast with Hitler the whole time?
It's been me the whole time. I don't mean to punk you guys or do anything. Oh, I've seen the punk. Oh, Ashton Kutcher, there's a man I wish I had in my short staff. Oh, what a card.
The only one who has a television show, stars in movies directed by Martin Scorsese. Seems as if things are going relatively well for the man.
It is the triumph of the will that I will be a guest star on Marry Me in their second season.
You could shoot higher, you know.
No, I deserve it. A nice 2-episode arc where I play a delivery man who's a bit too snarky for his own good.
Well, why don't you take out the lead actor? You could be the big guy.
No, I understand. You've got to work your way up.
Wow, Hitler's Zabrowski.
I did Sunday. I'll do some sort of off-Broadway. I hope to do some reenactment of his, be in Chicago as Mr. Cellophane.
Well, this makes Hitler never made it as an artist, and I think because it is an artist, he didn't have that. He didn't have the leading.
He didn't have the drive.
Yeah,
he didn't have the drive.
No.
So we got him.
Wow.
Their magic didn't work.
No, their magic absolutely did not work.
So General Patton got the spear of death.
Yeah, and he
General
used it to
Patton-
fucking pick fucking pork rib meat out between his teeth.
He's an American. We don't care about like anything that's
No,
special.
he just picks it. He's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
If this was fucking George Washington's cane, I'd use it. I'd still use it to just poke a black dude with it to annoy him. Please, George Patton.
Wrong with you. All right, everybody. That concludes Hitler and the occult. Fascinating stuff, Marcus. Amazing.
So here's it's a bunch of stuff you can use
Hold
at
on, what do we
parties to
got?
make friends.
I've got one more thing
Uh-oh.
about the Spear of Destiny.
Yes.
Before we leave. So General Patton, he got the Spear of Destiny from Hitler, had the spear in his possession. He returned the Spear of Destiny to Vienna. And on December 9th, 1945, General George S. Patton died in a relatively minor car accident after returning the Spear of Destiny.
Well, not that minor, obviously. Well,
He was the only passenger who got hurt in any way.
Hey, that's
Think
why
about it.
leave spears alone. Leave them alone. Put them in museums. It belongs in a museum.
And thank you very much, Ben. I worked my ass off on this one. This was a lot of fun.
Unbelievable.
Was it?
research.
It's fun.
Yeah,
You could say it's fun.
I can go and of course I can say research is fun.
We did a lot of shit. And again,
A lot of sifting on this one.
Lot of
I
great
just wish
stuff.
Christmas was coming up again so you could take this episode and teach your relatives a lot about what you learned on
Oh, my
Christmas.
goodness.
I want to ask that. People go to the Facebook page and tell us about the horrible conversations you had with your extended family over the holidays because of this show.
And again, but when you are on your dates, finding love is more important sometimes.
Yes.
So just
You don't need to
ease
spread
them
the
in.
truth. You don't
Ease
need to
them in.
always be. Listen, they got to know. Look, the whole point is, listen. We've all had significant others for a while. This thing is, people come in there. You gotta fool them.
Yeah.
You can't let them know.
Yeah.
You can't let them know that that you are what you are. All right.
And I
you
know
gotta
what you're
trap
thinking.
them. You got to trap them. I'm talking about 6 months, a year into the relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you fucking spring it on them. You say one thing. You just go be like, hey, you know that Hitler was a reptilian puppet? By the way, I made chicken parmesan. And
Right.
just put a little thing in there.
Right.
And I know what you're thinking.
Plant
it's
it.
all I think about. It's all I read about. It's all that my life is. Find some new shit.
Find some new shit. That's what I've been doing.
You know what I'm really into lately? Minecraft.
Oh, mine, very fun.
Is that good?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I was watching.
I dreamed
some,
about it. I played it so long last night. I dreamed about it. I woke up in the middle of the night. I woke up my girlfriend. This was all a dream. She told me about this today. I woke up my girlfriend and told her to wake up. We've got to build a waterfall.
That's
Well, there you
that's
go.
terrifying.
Yeah, that's
she said
actually
it was,
worse.
She said it was pretty scary because I was really excited,
Intense.
really intense, and really, really, really excited about
See,
it.
I get into cooking and wandering the streets looking for silence.
I've been getting into professional bowling. So check out some pro bowling on television. It's actually kind of exciting in a strange way.
And if you want your Last Podcast on the Left t-shirt, go to cavecomedyradio.com/last podcast on the left. And for other shows featuring me and Ben, go to cavecomedyradio.com.
As a matter
I
of
only
fact-
do this show because I keep my fucking voice as pure as
That's
Aryan's blood.
We got Roundtable Top Hat, and then
Yeah,
also
that's fun.
conversations you can have from page 7, for example. Entertainment, which people love.
Yes.
March 23rd to the 27th. Henry
Coming to you
Zabrowski.
there, the London guy.
Marcus
And what we
Parks.
want is we want to see some ladies. We want to talk to some men.
Yes, that's exactly what we want to do.
That's what we want to do
In the
there.
UK.
No, we want to party it up.
it's
So
gonna be
please,
so
if
fun.
you've come out to the shows, please take us places to get drunk. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah,
We're going to be so
cannot-
pliable.
If I just have to get drunk on the street in the UK the whole time, I'm gonna get arrested. So
Yeah. And please make sure Ben does not get glassed.
Yes.
yeah, what's a glass in again where someone hits you in the head with
Hit
a
you in the
glass?
face with the glass
they
while you're
break
drinking
They
it.
break a glass and then they hit you in the face with it.
Come at me, dude.
No.
I'm ready
They're
for
very sensitive over there.
it. With what?
If you talk about their bird, they'll fight you.
Their bird?
Their
What, like
lady.
Kevin Barnett?
Their lady. You talk about their lady, they'll fight you, man.
The lady queen? The queen?
No, we can talk about the Queen. Their
Fuck the
girlfriend.
Queen.
Who's the lady?
Their lady. Their girlfriend.
Let's wrap this.
Oh, their girlfriend. I thought there was some big lady.
Go and rate and review on iTunes.
Yeah, hail
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, Ben Kissel, Henry loves you, Marcus Parks, hail yourselves.
Hail Satan. Hail sweet, sweet Satan. Thank you for your gifts.
Heil Geen, our sweet boy Geen.
Yep.
Hail me because, I mean, let's face it, I need it.
And we all found out you're a Hitler incarnate, so that's good. We'll talk to you very soon with everything that we do. We love you.
Make sure if you kiss a Jew, you gotta get yourself some mints afterwards, GC.
It would be
Hitler Cosby.
Adolf Cosby.
Adolf Hitler Cosby.
For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to cavecomedyradio.com.